Hi and welcome to On the VOLLEY TV. This is Geordieland 1892. Newcastle United doing alright at the weekend. Playing away at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. They managed a 1-1 draw under Graham Jones's interim management, or caretaker, if you like to say. We didn't play very well in the first half. We really didn't, but the second half, we played much better in my opinion. Christian Benteke scoring for Crystal Palace at the weekend, and he could have had a lot more. He could have had a lot more. His aerial threat was really, really ominous. But Newcastle survived it. Crystal Palace had hit the post, they hit the bar. Benteke also, really, if he had took his chances, 3 points would have gone to the Eagles. But Newcastle did reply. A great corner, floats in the box. Emil Kraft manages to get ahead on it. It comes back to Callum Wilson. And Callum Wilson scores an absolute peach of a goal, an absolute gem. Overhead kick, top corner, absolutely great goal. Oh, amazing. But after that, Benteke, got the ball in the net, and it's like VAR came in, and there was a judge that was a bit of shirt pulling in there, and anyway, it was disallowed, that goal. And I'm just talking briefly about the weekend's game. Obviously, still a lot of work to do with Newcastle United. Obviously, after the sacking of Steve Bruce, Graham Jones he's running the team at the moment. I think probably just for another game. The weekend we play Chelsea at home. So I think he'll be in charge for that one. Meanwhile, Amanda Staveley is looking for a new manager, and apparently they have been interviewing quite a few different people. Apparently, favourites seem to be at the minute is Paulo Fonseca. Paulo Fonseca, good attacking manager. He's managed the likes of Porto, Braga, and not that long ago he was actually the manager of Roma, and he did quite well at Roma. Actually, he actually in his first season there, he had 2 seasons with Roma, and he got them to 5th in his first season, and he's got quite a good win rate. He had a good win rate there, but. Paulo Fonseca, very attacking-minded manager. Now, obviously, Eddie Howe is another candidate. And obviously, we know how well he did at Bournemouth, AFC Bournemouth. He didn't do so well at Burnley, but he went back to AFC Bournemouth. And, in the end, I think just the fact of the size of the club and the amount of money that was coming in and everything, and they weren't doing too well. They got relegated. He got sacked. But Eddie Howe probably is a really good manager for the future. Obviously, Lucien Favre, who his last club was Borussia Dortmund. He actually managed Borussia Mönchengladbach. He managed Nice as well in France. I'd quite like between the 3 at the moment. I quite like the look of this guy. He's done well. He got Mönchengladbach into the Champions League. I think 4th and 3rd finishes in the league when he was there. Nice, he got a 3rd place finish straight in the Champions League. And Borussia Dortmund, he did the same. He got them into the Champions League and won the German Super Cup with them. But it's all up in the air at the minute. Who's going to get the job? The thing is, I mean, I don't know. I'm just maybe dreaming, but I mean, I'd have Kevin Keegan back in a heartbeat, me. I really would. Could you imagine Kevin Keegan again with the kind of cash that we're going to be delivered? It's probably just a dream. But there you go. So, I mean, I don't know who Newcastle fans would really want to manage the club. I mean, I know there's been obviously Frank Lampard and obviously Steven Gerrard's been bounding around, but there's no way Steven Gerrard's going to leave Rangers at the moment. Not at this moment in time. But hey, I tell you what, though, Kevin Keegan, man, as a man to try and get us just back up there. Tell you what, he's done it before for us. You know what I mean? He stopped us from going down to the third tier, and then he built a team through and through. Maybe I'm just dreaming. Maybe I'm probably just reminiscing a bit too much. But at the end of the day, everything seems to be moving along quite sweetly with candidates and interviews. Obviously, we're going to have to wait a little while to find out what's going on. The other thing that I noticed, obviously, the Mike Ashley era is gone. It's finished. It's dead. Fantastic. Steve Bruce, obviously, he's gone. He's walked away with his $8 million payoff. I noticed a lot of punditry and a lot of pundits in the media were absolutely disgusted at his treatment at the club. I don't think they really understand, obviously, just quite how poor the football was at Newcastle. I don't really want to get into that too much because a lot of people have, and I think everybody knows, really, just how poor the football was. I think he's a lucky bugger, me, at the end of the day. He's been sacked, or I don't know whether he's sacked or whether it was mutual agreement. But at the end of the day, he's walked away with about £8 million, and that's a nice, healthy bank account. Money I will never see in my lifetime. I probably will never see in about 3 lifetimes, but I'm probably not going to have 3 of them, am I? Jonas Gutierrez played for Newcastle United for 7 years. He was a great player, Argentine born and bred, and basically throughout his career, he's been a model professional, and unfortunately, what happened was Jonas Gutierrez was diagnosed with cancer, and really he was just left out to dry by the Ashley regime at that point. He was just kind of swiped to one side, and he was kind of pretty much like he says, he was kind of left to deal with it on his own. Obviously, help with friends and family, but it was absolutely disgusting what Newcastle United did to him, and he ended up, where he had to go through chemo and everything like that, and all those things, and he cheated cancer, he survived, he beat it, and that was an amazing thing, really, for him, and he came back. He came back to play for Newcastle United. He was kind of loaned out to Norwich City because they kind of seemed to want to not know about his problem. And anyway, he was loaned out to Norwich City. Eventually, he came back after Chris Hughton being sacked at Norwich City. And, his first game, I think, back at Newcastle United was against Aston Villa. I think we won 1-0. And then we played Manchester United. I can't remember the result of that, but I do remember Fabrizio Collicini, who was the captain at the time, another Argentine. He actually gave Jonas Gutierrez the captain's armband, that particular day to welcome him back. But Newcastle were really in the crap. And our last game of the season, 2015, it was against West Ham United, and we were at home, and we had to win to stay up. And Jonas Gutierrez was the man that kept us up. He really did. And apart from he assisted Sissoko for his first goal, he actually scored the winner. We won 2-0. And I'll never forget that guy taking his shirt off and running up the pitch and swinging it, you know what I mean? What a fantastic story of, basically human endeavour, in the sense that he's beat cancer, the club weren't supporting him, and you know what it is, he comes back, and honestly, the fans were going absolutely berserk for him, you know what I mean? And throughout his time, when he had his problems and he was going through his treatment for cancer, he actually said that the Newcastle United supporters had kept him, focused, and obviously had helped him through a lot of depression. He said that they were the best in the world, the best fans in the world. And that, for me, is something fantastic to hear. But unfortunately, the hierarchy, Mike Ashley, and so, didn't really help him so much. But I mean, now he's still playing football at the minute. He's still playing in Argentina. After he left us in 2015, he got a gig at Deportivo de La Coruña. And after that, he kind of played for a few clubs, and then he ended up back in Argentina with his boyhood club, Club Almagio. And, he's been playing for 20 years as a professional footballer, and I think this is his last season. And he's actually said that he cannot wait to come back to Newcastle to be a fan. He's looking forward to it. He says that it was the most fantastic news that he'd heard, that Mike Ashley and his hierarchy had been shifted, and the new ownership was a blessing. I really, really can understand that coming from him. He was treated terribly. I mean, at the end of the day, his own mother was so absolutely distraught about the way he was treated by Mike Ashley's regime. She even tried to take her own life, apparently. So that just shows you, you know what I mean, the kind of scale we're talking about here. But anyway, great to see that, and great that he's wishing us well, absolutely fantastic player. So obviously we move on, and obviously at the weekend we've got Chelsea at home. It's gonna be a blooming tough game, that, isn't it? Oh, it's gonna be a really tough game after the dismantling of Norwich City there at the weekend. They beat them 7-0. We're going to have to really, really put a shift in. And Graham Jones this week is really going to have to be working hard with them players. It could be just a one to write off, really. I don't know. I can't see us. I can't really see us doing much against them. But you never know. You never know. You never know. There's always hope. There's always hope. I mean, after that, really, we've got a few games. I mean, I think we're away to Brighton after that game. And then we're at home to Brentford. They're not easy games, these. They're really not easy games where we're looking for our first win. Hopefully, by the time the Brighton game comes along, we'll be more in the know about a new manager. I know for a fact that I read something in a paper today about Jose Mourinho saying how much he admires Newcastle United and his links through Bobby Robson, but he is sticking put at Roma, and I'm quite happy about that, because I don't really want Jose Mourinho anywhere near our club. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, at the moment, Roma are going through a bit of a tough spell. So I don't really want him anywhere near, he kind of failed at Man United, he failed at Tottenham, and they threw money at him. So, I don't know. Anyway, in the comments, you know what I mean? Put down who you think the new manager is going to be. It'll be interesting. Really looking forward, you know what I mean, to see what it's going to be. But like I say, we've got a tough game on Saturday, and well, we're just going to really have to really dig in on Saturday, and we'll hope for the best, The biggest thing at the minute, obviously, everybody knows, the most important thing for Newcastle United this season is to stay up. And we've got to start trying to grab some points from somewhere. But we need to stay up. We really need to stay up. And that's our biggest task. Like I say, it's been a couple of weeks at Newcastle United that have been, well, it's just been like really quite incredible, really. Obviously the takeover happening, Steve Bruce going, it's been unbelievable. And like I say, we've got our club back, and we can bash on, and hopefully, January will bring some decent replacements in, especially I would think in the defence, and maybe hopefully a backup striker just to help us out this season. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for tonight. I'll be back with you after the Chelsea game. And listen, from OTV on the Volley, Geordieland 1892, thanks very much for listening. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, like if you like, and share if you think somebody might like my videos. And you know what I mean? Let's hope for better days coming soon. Anyway, that's me. I'm out.